Deportiva y con swing.
Deportiva y con swing.
La factoría del deporte desde New York para ti. Es una máquina.
Es una máquina
Pensada para ti.
pensada para ti. Número uno en las redes, dale like y compartir.
Con informaciones importantes siempre frescas.
Y con entrevistas que te ponen de cabeza.
Lo mejor del deporte lo encontrarás aquí.
Búscale en las redes, dale like y compartir.
Suscríbete,
Ay sí,
infórmate.
ok. Dale a la campana para que te llegue.
For some opening remarks.
Okay, guys. Well, thanks for getting together here on such short notice. But before we start, I want to extend our condolences on behalf of the Detroit Tigers organization to everyone affected by the tragic events at Oxford High School. Our thoughts and prayers are with the students and teachers and the families of the community. So, thank you for being here. This is an exciting day for us as we introduce our brand new shortstop, Javier Baez. It's been a busy few months leading up to this day, but I can speak for all of us here with the Tigers that we're so proud to have Javier and his family, including his wife, Marty, and his children, Adrian and Aiden, here in Detroit for the foreseeable future. I also want to thank Nick Chinook, his agent, who worked diligently and hard with us. We were up to the wee hours of the morning just the other day to get this done. I also want to thank my staff, Sam, Scott, David, Jay, and all of our scouts and analysts who work very hard every day to make our organization, our team better every day. I also want to thank my frequent flyer partner, AJ Hinch, who racked up a lot of miles. I think I'm a Delta Diamond now. So I want to thank him for all his efforts too. But my special thanks goes out to Chris Illich for his continued support to make this and all of our off-season moves happen. It's really been great support, and we all appreciate that. And so with that, I'll pass it on to Chris to say a few words.
Well, thanks, Al. And I, too, also want to pass along my condolences to the Oxford community. As a parent, I couldn't think of a more terrible day than what's happened in Oxford. And so our thoughts and prayers are with the people of Oxford. So with that, it's been a little over a week since our last press conference, and we're thrilled, as Al said, to add a new Tiger to the organization in Javier Baez. On what I imagine is a very happy birthday for Javi. Happy birthday, Javi.
Thank you.
Yeah. And I'd like to welcome not only Javi, but also his wife, Marie, and children, Adrian and Aiden, to our Tigers family. So welcome to all of you. You all know Javi's credentials are very impressive. Two-time All-Star, a Gold Glove, Silver Slugger winner, and a World Series champion. And we know that Javi's going to anchor our future success with his, stellar defense up the middle, and he's going to provide a big bat in the heart of our lineup. So we couldn't be more excited. I mentioned during our press conference last week the enthusiasm around the team. We feel we're on the cusp of very exciting Tiger baseball here in Detroit. And I have to give an awful lot of credit to Al and his baseball operations group. Al, along with Sam Benson and Jay Sartori and David Chad and Scott Bream, and of course, AJ, his frequent flyer traveler and travel mate. Our team has just done a wonderful job working hard, first preparing towards this offseason and then being aggressive and executing during the offseason. So congratulations to our team. These additions of Javi and of course, Eduardo Rodriguez, there's a lot of growing excitement as to what will come of our team as we move forward. So it's great to have you, Javi, join the organization. And with that, I'll turn it over to you for any comments that you'd like to make.
Thank you. Like I say, I'm really excited, to be a Tiger now. I want to thank Chris and for giving me this opportunity and this bless. Obviously AJ and all that came down to Miami and meet with us and my family. Everything went great. So I'm really excited to be here and I'm ready to play.
Awesome. Thanks, Javi. Thanks, everyone. If you have a question, just put a note in the chat and we'll get to those. If you could just identify yourself with your name and your affiliate and who your question is for. We'll start with Evan Woodbury.
Hey, it's Evan Woodbury from MLive Media Group. This is a question for Javier. Javier, welcome and happy birthday. Just having spent all your career in the National League, what do you know about Detroit? What do you know about the Tigers, and what attracted you to this to think it was the right fit for you?
First of all, on the meetings that as soon as I talked to Miggy, and the way that the city was and the fans, I kind of give my opportunity to come to a new field. Obviously in the American League, the way that I see the field is going to give me a lot of confidence to hit the ball around the whole infield, and around the whole field, and it's going to give me confidence to to have my approach and have better selection of pitching.
And one other question, this has been kind of a strange winter. Were you focused on getting a deal done by December 1st, or were you prepared or thinking that you might go until after the lockout to get a deal done?
It was, to be honest, it was 50-50. We don't know what's going to happen in the other side when this stop, when the deadline comes. So I was just trying to make sure I want to be in one of the best teams, and I believe that having Miggy here, he's one of the best hitter in baseball. So and we with other young talent that they got coming up, I think we got a pretty good chance to make a World Series, and that's what we're here for.
Thank you.
Thank you, Evan. Chris McCoskey.
Thank you, Chris McCoskey, Detroit News. Javier, welcome and happy birthday. That's a sweet little birthday present right there now.
Oh yeah.
I just wondered how the process was for you. It was so bizarre. I mean, every time you looked at the TV, there's the 5 shortstops. It was like you guys were a basketball team or something that was being shopped around. How much involved were you in that kind of pecking order and all that? And what, I mean, you talked about coming to the new league, but what else about Detroit struck your fancy? I mean, a conversation with AJ, you talked about Miggy. What did you like about this team, this city?
Just seeing them from the other side and the way that they play when I play against them, there was a lot of young players and obviously Miggy and obviously everyone wants to learn something from Miggy, and that was one of the biggest thing that I wanted to come here and learn something from Miggy that really helped me, because every time I go somewhere, I learn and I pick stuff that really helped me, and I'm pretty sure Miggy is one of the guys that helps everybody around, and obviously he's going to be excited to have him right next to me.
Thank you for that. Can I also ask one of AJ, please, just in terms of the narrative that you had no part in putting out there was out there with Carlos Correa in your relationship. I know you didn't put it out there. You got Javier. Can you talk about his fit and especially with the style of baseball you love to play, his skill set seems to fit right into that?
No, he's a perfect fit for us, and Javi brings a lot to a team. First off, he's been on a World Series team before, and he's seen it go from maybe an immature team to a very mature team to winning the World Series, to the pressures that come after winning the World Series. And watching him respond all throughout the way, watching him grow, he's got an incredible impact on a team. And when you describe Javier Baez and what he can bring to a team, we're going to go right to the defense and the tags and the flair that he brings, the power, the homer to every part of the ballpark. But I think there's to kind of take out of like Nick Saban's book is his competitive character is remarkable. He has a short memory, and all he cares about is winning today's game. And you've heard that quote from me time and time again. Let's bring winners here that want to win today's game, and then see where that takes us. I think Javi, with the way his career has gone, the impact that he's had, the ups, the downs, and everywhere in between, has come out of it a super tough kid that knows how to win. And that, part of being a marquee player or a high-end player at this league is not just what you do on a nightly basis. It's also how you impact your teammates. So when the news starts leaking out that we're adding Javier Baez to our team, Casey Mize, Akil Badu, Miggy, Jonathan Scope, Soto, like the people that message people that talk about this and how excited they are, brings immediate, comfort to me when you bring him to our team. He's a player that quite honestly posts and shows up every single day to beat you. If you're not wearing our team, if you're not wearing the English D, if you're not in our dugout, he's against you. And to me, that competitive character that he brings is something that we've been trying to build for a year since I've been here. He's a perfect fit. And me as the manager, I couldn't be happier.
Thank you very much.
Chris, Evan Petzold.
Yeah, question for Javier. Evan Petzold from the Detroit Free Press. Just what you know about this team and what you've learned through your conversations with Al and AJ and knowing guys around the league. I mean, what do you think about the potential that this team has, now adding you to the mix and some other pieces here this offseason?
Well, I do know a few of the guys. I don't really know all of them, but I know they got talent, and I kind of wanted to try something new, and obviously here in Detroit, they don't say much about Detroit, so I'm gonna bring my energy here, and obviously I'm gonna pump all these guys to see how far we can go and during the season, and obviously try to make it to the playoff and the World Series.
And then question for Al too. Al, I know you guys were up pretty late working on the deal. Just from your perspective, how did all of this come together?
Well, there was a lot of conversations back and forth, negotiations back and forth. So it's no different than any other negotiations. One thing that we wanted to know for sure before we got really deeper into this is that Javi wanted to come to Detroit and be part of this, this renaissance per se, and be a big key part of it. And we remember talking to him. We explained to him where we were as an organization, as a baseball team, and where we wanted to get to, and how we felt that he could be a big part of, making us better and getting us to the playoffs. And he reiterated by saying, well, he remembered being a young player in the Cubs organization coming up on a team that was losing, obviously they were losing, and then him coming up and then being surrounded by other players and eventually getting to the World Series and winning it. So what we've got going, he mentioned, you have a lot of that going on now in Detroit, what I went through in Chicago. So that was an attractive thing to him. By him saying that, I knew then, okay, this guy really understands what we're at. And most of this conversation, by the way, was in Spanish. So just so Miggy told them about where we're at this point and how he can really make an impact for us. So once we got those conversations going from, GM, manager, AJ was part of those conversations, explaining the whole dynamic of the team and the coaching staff, and everything that we have to offer to make the team and better, and how he would make us better. That was a big part too. So once all that was established, then it was just like really grinding out negotiations and going back and forth, and finally it came to fruition, and we get the deal done.
Great. All right. Thank you both.
Thanks, Evan. Jason Beck.
Javi, welcome to Detroit and happy birthday and congratulations.
Thank you.
You talked a little bit about the ballpark and looking forward to playing there. It's obviously bigger than Wrigley, but in some ways it compares to to Citi Field. How much do you think your late season stint in New York kind of prepared you for this? And were there any adjustments that you made as a hitter once you got over there, either ballpark related or otherwise?
I think when I got to New York, the field gave me a little bit more of confidence. I'm a guy that I swing hard, and I try to control my swing, even that I really can't swing slow. But it just kind of gave me the confidence to start going to the other way and not just hit for power. Just trying to go gap to gap, and it was something that really helped me, and it gave me the confidence to just go out there and try to see the ball, and I got quick hands, so I just got to realize that and have that confidence to realize where's the ball.
The style that the Tigers played under AJ this past season, not just with the contact hitting and everything, but also the speed and the aggressive base running. How much talk was there about that and how you fit into it, and how much does that appeal to you?
Great. I mean, we saw it last year when I was in New York. We played against them, and they had really good speed on the bases and around the infield playing defense. So I'm gonna bring my talent, my magic over here and see where I can help these guys. And obviously I like to learn something every day. So I'm gonna be learning stuff from the youngest one to to make it that is the other.
Thank you. And the question for Al, this shortstop search obviously has been a big topic all off season. The way the market unfolded, especially in the last week or so, as things picked up and more players started signing, was there an adjustment on your guys' part to either push to get something done before tonight, or to either try to get a decision?
I can't say that we made an adjustment late. No, I think we were very well prepared from the get-go. Once the World Series was over, we were very prepared. We were very aggressive at the GM meetings. And when I say aggressive, I mean that we had several meetings or multiple meetings every day with different agents and other teams. So that got the process started. We met with, obviously with Nick, Javi's agent, also there, multiple times actually at the GM meetings, not just once. We had regular meetings in my room, and we actually met at a restaurant a couple of times. So, and we probably met with him more than anybody else. And that continued obviously after the GM meeting. So, no, we worked, from the very beginning at the same pace, which was pretty fast and pretty hard. And it just all kind of came to fruition here at the end.
Was it important for you guys to get something done before tonight as opposed to waiting until later?
Well, it was our preference to make a deal earlier than later. It was our preference, but I can't say, we did it because we felt we had to do it. If it didn't come to this, we would have waited. I think even Javi mentioned that if he didn't feel the deal was good for him, he would have waited. If we didn't think the deal was good for us, that maybe for whatever reason, we would have waited. I think at the end of the day, both parties, player and team, felt this was a good fit. This is a good deal, fair for both sides. We're both extremely happy about it, and so that's what made it happen.
And lastly, for me, how late of a night was it Monday night, and what time did the deal get done?
I get off the phone with Chris Illich probably around midnight, and then I think with Nick, if I remember correctly, around 2:30 in the morning. And then I talked to AJ for about another hour and a half. He was like really so excited he couldn't get off the phone, so he kept me up till 4 o'clock in the morning. And that's not an
Not an exaggeration.
That is the truth.
We're all in different time zones though, so it benefited me and Nick more than it benefited Al on the East
Eastern
Coast.
time, yeah.
Well, thank you.
Thanks, Jason. Cody Stavenhagen.
Yeah, Cody Stavenhagen here from The Athletic. I guess to follow up on that, AJ, what was that phone call like for you, knowing you got your shortstop?
Yeah, no, it was great. I mean, this was something that, you know, meeting with Javi early in the process and beginning to get excited. I mean, it's a fast process, I think, for both player and manager, and we are kind of on the side of this, trying to get to know one another very quickly. Now, I can talk to managers and other people that have been around Javi, but the more you learn about him and the more you appreciate what he brings to the ballpark every day, the more excited I got. And so as this unfolded, you know, these little details at the end that are not little to team or agent, really, I wanted it to just fast forward and get it done because and when I talked to Javi that night, really late in Puerto Rico, you know, I was just wanting him to know how excited I was and how good that I felt I was going to write his name in the lineup, you know, every day at the shortstop position. And he was going to help us win. I mean, he and I are very aligned in what the objective of the day is. And it's to win the game. And obviously, as that started to build, I got really excited. Shortstop is a position where stability matters. And if you think about the double plays that we didn't turn, if you think about the different lineups that were constructed, you know, with various people at the position, it was a point of emphasis at the beginning to take care of our pitchers. How did we do it? The first thing we did, we added a catcher. Now we've added a Gold Glove, All-Star caliber shortstop who makes a great impact in all facets of the game. So I was thrilled that night.
A question for Javi. As you mentioned, Javi, when you were with the Cubs, you were part of the young core that was on the rise. Now you're going to be one of the faces of this franchise, other than Miguel, the highest paid player on the team. What does it mean to you kind of reach this point in your career and now be on the more veteran side of trying to help a team contend in the playoffs?
You know, I'm the type of the leader that, you know, that I like to be in this position. You know, I like to be, you know, the leader. I like to be the one that teaches everything on the guys that got questions, and I like to be the guy that everybody follows, you know, and you know, obviously I don't like to show that around, that like I'm the leader or whatever, because I like everybody to join and help and put something together. But I don't know how it's going to be, you know. I really don't play with that pressure. I try to control it as much as I can. But we'll see when spring training starts and how everything goes.
All right. And then I had one more for Chris. Chris, we've had to sit here and ask you for years, you know, when is the time right? When are you going to be willing to spend? Even though we all know there are still going to be some critics, is it gratifying for you to have a press conference like this and sign a marquee free agent?
Yeah, you know, this is a turning point for the Tigers, undoubtedly. Signing a player like Javi, I think, sends a message to the baseball world, to our fans, that the Tigers are here to compete. We want to be highly competitive. We want to be successful. So it's very exciting to me to see over the years, you know, our team, you know, led by Al and in his operations team, have had a plan. And we've been executing that plan over a number of years, and had a very clear plan heading into this off season, and been executing that plan very aggressively. And so it's exciting for me. And I think, I hope it's exciting for Tiger fans as well.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Cody. Steve Kornacki.
This one's for Al. To begin with, Al, talk about what it's like to touch on what Chris was just discussing. What was it like this year and today being the ultimate time of the whole free agency chase, to be a part of this, putting key pieces together into your lineup and moving forward?
Well, as you've been part of following this whole process for several years now, you know, we went through some tough times, some tough things that we had to do. So this is obviously, the good part, where you can get to build it back up, and be able to, to sign a player like Javi Baez and Eduardo Rodriguez, and it's just, this is the time to make it happen. So obviously we're not happy yet. We're not satisfied yet until we get to the World Series and win it. So that's really the ultimate goal. But this is a good step forward. It's the good side to be on, when you're building. So it's good to know that now we can plan on, bobblehead nights for guys like Javi Baez and Rodriguez, as opposed to, I was getting calls from the business side is, well, can we do this for this guy, or is he going to be around? Well, now, we can make plans for bobblehead night on some secure guys here. So it's a big difference, believe me.
That's pretty cool. And of all the things that, Javier's such a well-rounded player, can do everything. Of all the things he does, what do you feel is most important?
Well, actually, there's a few things, but number one, we knew we needed a good defensive shortstop. When we signed Rodriguez, he says, "Hey, I want defense. Are you guys going to get defense?" I'm like, "We're going to get a good defensive shortstop for you." And so defense was very important to us. So that's one thing. But the other thing about this signing of Javier Baez is that, and I told AJ this, and I told my staff this, and I had this feeling, because he plays with passion. He's an electrifying player on the field. I remember when we played them, a few years ago in Chicago, and he was like running the bases, and he's killing us, and he's like making plays all over the place. And I'm saying to myself, damn, can we just get that guy out of the game? Because he was making the difference on his own in that game. I was just beside myself, and I'm like, can we get a guy like that? And so this is obviously when, we're, at that point where, we're still trying to do something different. And so I feel so blessed right now that be able to get a guy like Baez, because I went on that trip in Chicago, and I was just feeling like, man, I wish I had that guy on my team, so that the passion that he plays with, the defense, and he's a very good leader. He hasn't explained himself very well here, because obviously I think the English language and the change, but he's done very well. But my point is, he is a quiet leader. He leads by example on the field. I know for a fact in the clubhouse, he's also a good, quiet leader, and he's the right guy and the right fit here. So for me, it's that combination of all these little qualities that he puts together and makes him a complete player, really.
Thanks so much, Al. I appreciate it. And Javi, if I could ask you, well, first of all, I'd be remiss in not saying happy birthday. But so I hope you're enjoying your day in many ways. But also, what do you think is the most important thing you bring to the Detroit Tigers?
I think my energy, and I think we're gonna have obviously more fans that wants to come watch me play, and obviously the Tigers. I got a huge family that really follows me everywhere. So you're gonna have new fans, and we're gonna have we're gonna have magic. We're gonna have magic on the field. I want to go out there, have fun, compete, and win.
And one other thing, if you could just talk a little bit about Miggy, your conversations with him, were they in person, or were they on the phone? I think Miggy lives, the last I knew, was in Boca. Talk about how you communicated with Miggy and his biggest message to you.
Yeah, we follow on the social media from the past, so we talk a lot. We play against each other, obviously during the league and the baseball classic. So we have some time to to talk about about friends and stuff. But the way that Miggy's done this, many years and many swings, I want to have that confidence to, to have an approach like Miggy and something that takes me to the next level. I think I haven't get my best season yet, so I'm working to have a great season and obviously have I want to talk to Miggy to learn something about swings that that kind of keep my same swing for the rest of my career. So I'm working on trying to see the ball better, obviously, and chase less pitches.
So you think you probably cut down on your strikeouts by working with Miggy and having a different approach?
Yeah, I mean, I did last year. I cut them a little bit because I was focused on seeing the ball, and you know, I had a pretty good approach. But you know, I'm gonna keep that approach and obviously keep learning from Miggy too, and from the hitting coaches.
Well, thank you very much, Javi. Good meeting you.
Thank you.
We have time just for two quick ones. So we'll go first to Matt Shepard and then Brad Galley. Again, really quick, guys.
Javier, congratulations and welcome to Detroit. Happy birthday. Just real quick, what was the biggest difference from, we see the numbers and how starkly different they are from when you were with Chicago and then the trade to the Mets. What do you think was the biggest there? Thanks.
I think the confidence that I have with the players that, you know, they have my back. You know, if I were to strike out with bases loaded and no outs, you know, I think the whole lineup had the same plan. So the next guy had it, you know, the next guy was going to get it done for me. You know, I kind of had that confidence of everybody, you know, in the same page. You know, if they don't pitch to you, just take your walks and move it to the next guy. And you know, that really helped me because I always had a plan, but like the way that they had approach, a team approach, it was kind of different to me, and you know, I was being a little bit more patient at the plate.
Thanks, Shep. And we'll wrap it up with Brad Galley.
My question's for Chris. You said this is the turning point. What do you hope is next? And do you have plans to increase payroll significantly and potentially add someone big as far as payroll goes after the lockout, or is this kind of where you want the payroll to be?
Yeah, I think this is a turning point. Whether it's the turning point, we'll see, but it is a turning point for the Tigers, and there could be more, you know, turning points as we go forward. You know, Al and I talk often, you know, about the plan and the strategy going forward. Al has a clear plan on what he'd like to accomplish, you know, the rest of this offseason and, you know, into the coming years. So, you know, I would encourage you to talk to Al about what his plans are and what he sees as the next steps for the ball club. But I can tell you this, I'm very pleased with the moves that we've made this offseason. I was very pleased going back to last season with the forward progress of our team. AJ and his coaching staff just did a tremendous job this year, having our players prepared to play every night and to win more games. Our players did a marvelous job at just staying in every game, right to the last, you know, pitch, and playing hard every night. And Al and his team have done a great job. So I would encourage you to ask Al what the go forward plans are. Obviously, I'm supportive of our plans as an organization, but I'm very pleased with what we've accomplished to date.
With the encouragement then, Al, will it be a restless few months or however long this lockout will go for you, or do you feel pretty satisfied with what you've accomplished so far this offseason?
Well, there's a few things that we can do to make the team better. And, like I said, we will, if there is a lockout, we will be prepared for when it's over. And truth be told, when we get off of this Zoom press conference, we still have work to do, and we'll continue working tonight. So there's a few things that we can do, and we're going to be continuing to work on it. And you know, as you know, even when spring training starts, you work through spring training, you make some moves there, and maybe through the season you have to make some adjustments. So it's ongoing. It doesn't stop with, you know, with this move here.
Awesome. Thanks, Brad. That'll wrap us up today. Again, thanks to Chris, Al, AJ, and Javi for joining us. Thanks to the media for joining us, and appreciate it. And everybody have a good evening.
Thank you. See ya.
Máquina Deportiva, lo mejor del mundo del deporte, con análisis, comentarios, entrevistas.